Hi everyone, my name is Bill Kinahan. I'm a senior solution architect with Velosio, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how to make your customers love working with your organization, and primarily doing that through using Dynamics 365 customer service. So I thought this quote is really a sign of the times, right? The first step in exceeding your customers' expectations is to know those expectations. Our customers now are expecting a very high level of personalization, a very high level of meeting their expectations. And if we don't exceed that level, then we are at risk of losing those customers or maybe not even gaining the customer if they don't get that expectation met when they're first engaged with us. If you look at the landscape for customer service, these are a few different points on it. Automation and artificial intelligence. Obviously, artificial intelligence is a big thing right now. They're expecting an 88% growth in that, and that is going to come from a bunch of different areas. So the automation could be a virtual agent, right, talking with somebody up on the portal. It could be surfacing data about a customer or surfacing data about a vendor to a customer. That is all done by AI in the background and no intervention by man. The connected CX journey, so the ability to actually engage with that customer, right, from an omni-channel perspective. So omni-channel meaning I'm coming in from different spots. I don't care how I'm getting to that customer service rep, but I want to make the choice as a customer how I'm going to come in. Only 7% of them are actually being deployed now. So it's a huge number that can be raised there, right? As you see applications and technologies and AI and all those things come together, you're going to see that number grow, and you want to be at the forefront of that. 8.4% can't even do it, right? Don't have the systems in place to actually deploy that omni-channel experience for the customers. So they've got some things to do from a system, from a data perspective, before they can even determine to push that out so a customer can look at it. And then 75 billion, this is an astounding number, is the amount of revenue that was lost in 2017 because of poor customer service. As we all know, it's very simple to go and look at someone else's product or someone else's service with the age of the internet and the age of data out there. So the ability to keep those customers is a little bit tougher, but it also gives you the opportunity to exceed those expectations and kind of blow them away with your customer service. So some pain points that you see in customer service today is one is geared around loyalty. So, you know, it's 61% of customers stop doing business when they have a poor customer experience. Now, if you flip that over, 89% will stick around, right? If they enjoy working with that company and not get engaged, and also have that every time they talk with an organization, they're getting the same experience, or their experience is being met from a personalization perspective, from an ease of use, from a response time. And those are all coming from different, again, from an omni-channel side of things. So from a support channel perspective, most people expect an online experience now, right? They mostly expect I go to a portal, I log in, or even I just go to a website and I've got some information that I can gather, as opposed to picking up the phone and calling in to talk to someone. And a lot of people actually want to solve their own issues. They don't want to go through the whole experience where I'm calling in, getting put in a queue, talking to someone who may not know what I need from them, and then they move it on to someone else. We've all gone through that, right? Where you've got bounced around an organization to the point that you sometimes just hang up because it's easier to start over from the beginning. This is a huge one, right? So 73% of consumers point to their experience with a brand as an important factor in purchasing, to the point that even a positive experience working with that brand supersedes great advertising. So that says a lot of what people are looking for now. They are looking for the entire customer experience to be great, right? Not just good, they want it to be great. And from that, you need to have some systems in place to facilitate that. So your customer service agent just can't be sitting in front of a screen anymore and answering the phone when a call comes in. We need to be able to recognize how customers are engaging with us and then promptly offer them service back with the appropriate answers or questions answered. Personalization, I talked a little bit about this a second ago. Personalization is hugely important. Again, how many times have we gone through the scenario where you call in or you're entering your phone number and then the next person you talk to says, so what's your phone number? It's very frustrating from a customer experience perspective. And when I can go to a website, look up some information, they know who I am, they present me back, hey, here's your last 5 orders. Would it be pertaining one of these orders? Yes, it's this one. Okay, well then I'm going to launch a bot and that order is going to be the delivery status of it and things like that can be presented to me automatically, as opposed to me, again, having to go through the path where there's multiple systems involved, multiple people involved in order to get me an answer. And then lastly, the virtual agents. So the virtual agents allow for, and again, when these came out, they were a little bit of Big Brother-ish. But when you really look at the value and the power of a virtual agent, the ability to go in and service a customer based on who they are, based on what products they've purchased, based on how they've engaged with us in the past, it allows that customer to actually interact with that bot similar to the way that I would interact with an agent. Now, a bot isn't going to be able to solve everything, but it is going to give you the ability to at least put that customer at ease a bit or answer the question entirely, and then they go off, and that's all tracked in our history for going forward. Now, if this is a typical journey for a customer, it doesn't mean you have to have all of these components, but if you think of kind of how this would flow through the system, we've got on the left-hand side, the customer gets engaged through an omni-channel. So they're coming in, again, routed to the appropriate person. They're either brought in through the website, they're brought in through email, brought in through phone, however that person wants to engage, then that we allow for that. And then we take that and run with it. So that could mean a virtual agent gets engaged right then, answers some questions, maybe slims down what the requirement of this customer service case is that the call is about, and then hands it off to an agent. Now, the agent also has the ability to answer that question, right? Maybe they're an expert in the product or the question that has been submitted, but they also have the ability to use those bots internally to help them answer some questions. So an agent can't know everything, right? So as different things change, that bot can help them and maybe, again, rectify that question so we get a resolution to it. From that, we obviously get data, right? So all those touch points, all the things that have been asked, all the data that has been captured as we talk to the customer, that's going to feed into customer insights. And customer insights gives you the ability to go and look at that information and maybe present something back to the customer, right? That it is valuable from a future purchase, or maybe valuable in regards to some of the products they already have, or some things to look out for. All of that is a huge value add to a customer, right? If I'm wondering about something in regards to my phone, and my phone provider out of the blue emails me with, you know what, there's this new feature on your phone that allows you to take pictures at a wide angle. That is important to me. If they know that's important and they send that to me, that's a huge leap in my brand recognition, in the brand recognition of the vendor, and a huge leap in my enrichment as far as engaging with that vendor. And then from there, the activation of that customer to allow them to actually interact with us, maybe get some of that data that we're capturing as well, presented to them out on a portal so they have some statistics, and maybe here's some other products that may be of interest to you based on your prior purchases, or again, whatever the scenario might be. So Dynamics 365 customer service has a few different areas to it. It's no longer just the customer service side of things that has been out since the beginning of the product. It has those other areas, and we'll touch on some of those as we go through the demo today as well. We do have the core customer service area, right? The ability, though, to push that information now out in the self-service side of things, right? So I can go up and look at knowledge base articles. I can engage with a virtual agent. I can have a login that shows all my service requests. That's all the self-service side. And we talked about that a few minutes ago of how important people are looking to engage from a self-service side of things. The agent productivity, we talked a little bit about that, where I have a bot that actually could be helping me, right, walk through that, maybe managing a script as I walk through with the customer, searching the knowledge base, the ability to have service level agreements and entitlements. So is this customer eligible to actually call in and get support from us? Maybe their product is out of warranty. That initiates something in regards to, hey, we can sell them an extended warranty package. Whatever that is, the agent productivity, having these channels come in, and the the ability to have that agent desktop gives them the ability to jump wherever they need to jump very timely and very quickly. Insight, so the ability to look at the customer holistically, right? That is a big pain point when you talk to many consumers. That's a high level of frustration for them, right? The ability that they don't even know who I am. They have no idea how I've engaged with them. They have no idea what prior products. They have no idea that I've been a customer for 20 years. For someone, that can be a little bit of a shot in the arm, right? So the ability to go and look for someone else in these days is very simple. So I don't have to bow down to that vendor that I've worked with for the last 20 years. I actually have to have them rise up and meet my expectations as they've changed. Proactive service, so the ability to proactively present information back to the customer, right? So whether that be into a certain product line they may be interested in, whether that's in regards to, hey, here's some prior purchases you've had, here's some add-ons that may be valuable to you. It could be the matter of monitoring if they've got a machine, right? And you're monitoring data off of that machine if the temperature rises a certain level. The ability to send somebody out and fix that before something catastrophic may happen. And then the omni-channel engagement, we've talked a little bit about that. The ability to route those cases in however we want them to route, and again, manage that customer experience really effectively. So these are the different areas we'll touch on. So Dynamics 365 encompasses our case management that we've always known and loved. But we also now have portals, we have insights, we have virtual agents, so the bots that allow you to service the customer holistically, not just wait for them to call in and track some information about it. So let's take a look. So this is the self-service portal. So in this case, this is a customer self-service portal. So as a customer, I'm logged in. You can see my name up in the top right-hand corner. I can actually do a search in here. So if I want to do a search on, I can just do a search on printer. Click on the little magnifying glass. This is actually going to go out and look in the knowledge base for me. So this is helping with deflection, right? So if I'm a customer and I want to know how to load up the drivers for my printer, or I want to get some information on my phone, or whatever it might be, I can get presented with these knowledge base articles very quickly from here. And this can be customized for me, right? Personalized for me. We know what product Bill has bought. I can present maybe at the top of that list all the ones that are pertaining to the products that Bill has purchased in the past. So we know he's got an HP printer or whatever the case is, then I have the ability to go in and search quickly for those as well. Now you can see up at the top I've got a knowledge base here as well. We just did a little search for a knowledge base article. If I come in here, it actually allows me to go through a hierarchy. So I can look through a hierarchy here, and maybe if it is a printer, I can drill down from that printer and it's a printing problem, and the printing problem has to do with ink or whatever the case is, and drill down that way. It's just another way to get to the information as opposed to searching for it. I could also establish a forum. A forum gives me the ability to have my peers, right? So other customers that are out there that maybe have similar products, to establish a peer forum within there. And that allows me to share ideas, get requests on certain things that, you know what, this makes sense because we all want this product enhancement. Maybe we should submit this in and see if we can get the customer or get the vendor to do that for me. I can also, since I'm logged in, have a My Support area. Now, if I am not logged into the system, then I can actually present information out to customers and prospects as well. So that would give me the ability to maybe surface some knowledge base articles, some sales information, things like that, and still track as they move around and look at different details within the system. Then when they log in, I'd have an idea of maybe what they were looking at before. You can see here, these are all my different cases that I've submitted. Okay, so I get a look at all of these. And it could be all the interaction back and forth between the customer service agent and the customer. So in this case, I can look at all my problems, if there's questions in here, things like that. If other people of my organization, if I have ability to see those, I would see them within here as well. So let's go ahead and open a new case. You can see I've got a title at the top, so I can say, "It won't turn off." Now, as I put this in, it's actually going to go look in the knowledge base area for certain articles that may be relevant to me, right? So in this case, printer won't turn off. Again, from a deflection perspective, it's actually presenting some knowledge-based articles to me that may be relevant. Now, they may not be relevant, and I still need to go through and submit the case. So I can scroll down here, put in the case. We've got a problem. I can say it's a product issue, and go in, my printer won't turn off. Help. So I can go in, attach a file to this if I chose to. So it might be an error code, or it could be a screenshot or something like that, and click on submit. Now when I submit, all the fields that we've seen here already are actually fields that exist in Dynamics. All right, so I'm presenting a view out to the customer of fields in Dynamics. Now there was only a handful of them, but if I had more, I could most certainly present them out here. What that is helping me do is it's helping me build the case within customer service so the agent doesn't have to go through and ask me a bunch of questions again, right? So it's coming in, and it also may enable me to route that case to a specific person. If it's a high priority case, maybe escalate it to a manager, whatever your process is, but it allows me to get more detail so I'm not asking the customer a bunch of things when I go in. So this is the portal side of things. So if we jump over and be a customer service rep now, I can go in and look at my information on my dashboard. So this is my dashboard I log into as a customer service rep. I could have multiple dashboards. I could have it very personalized for me if I wanted to. But you can see this is looking at all cases, active cases by priority, by origin, where it's coming from, who's the best at upselling within the organization, active cases by incident type, so what type of cases are we hitting, right? And then I've got my activities over on the right-hand side. This could easily be cases here as well. I can really make this dashboard what I want it to be. This is something that is entirely out of the box, this one. I could create a personalized dashboard for myself if I wanted to, which is maybe more pertinent to me if I'm looking at a certain product line, if I'm dealing with a certain territory, those kinds of things. So if we look at this active cases by origin, I can go up, look at the records behind. So all the data you see on that dashboard is actually live. So it's real data that's happening in real time. So I'm seeing an updated dashboard as of this second. So on the left-hand side, we've got a visualization, our pie chart that we just saw. And then on the right-hand side, I've actually got all the cases that make up this pie chart. But you can see as I go around here, if I look at all the emails, for example, this is all the cases that have come in via email. So I'm getting quick synopsis based on where I click of all the email cases. In this case, these are the ones that are all coming in from the web. Okay, so I can get all of this information, all right, quickly by just clicking on the chart and then showing the actual grid on the right-hand side. So if I click on, there's my printer won't turn off. This is the actual case we just submitted. Okay, so you can see that it's pulled in all the information from the website. Okay, it's actually showing me who the customer is. It's established a process bar along the top, and it's routed it to me. Okay, so in this case, I could choose to have it route to someone else who's a specialist on printers, for example, or maybe a manager who only looks after this customer. In the middle area here, I'd have any interaction. So if there's emails and phone calls and things like that, tasks that are being created, it would show up in here. I'm looking at all my recent cases. I also have entitlements here. So an entitlement being that, am I entitled to call in, right? Is there a warranty claim on this, right? If it's out of warranty, maybe I want to sell them another support program and I could upsell them. So that goes back to our chart that we saw on the first page. But in this case, I can actually go in and move this forward through the process to the next stage. Maybe I reassign it to someone else in products or some other group. If I don't do that, I can continue to move it through to resolve. Now, in order to resolve, I actually can look at a knowledge base article. We talked about that on the portal earlier. This gives me all the knowledge base articles that are relevant to our title, right? Same as we saw on the portal. So I'm getting the same list from a customer service agent. I can link this knowledge base article, you can see, to this case. I can also even actually email it to the customer. So again, from the ability to engage with that customer and quickly rectify something, I could actually do this and send it directly to the customer so they have a quick view of the fix. So after I'm done would send that, I would resolve the case and that case would close. Now, at a portal perspective, I'd see those updates, right? The customer would actually see the different updates that are happening. I may interact with the customer back and forth through the portal, but they get a full synopsis of what's gone on. So even in the future, if they think, you know what, this printer won't actually turn off again, they can go back, reference those customer service cases and say, oh, yeah, this knowledge base article is how we fixed it last time, and go and again, self-serve, which people want to do now. The other thing that's tied into customer service now is customer service insights. Now, this is part of the AI and the automation we saw in the slides before. This actually is looking at data and then surfacing all of that data up for me. So you can see I've got all the different cases, resolutions, escalations, priorities. This is like dashboards souped up, right? So I have the ability to do a whole bunch of information, look at trending, all of that different type of information from here. I have all these different areas on the left-hand side in regards to CSAT, resolutions, all those kinds of things. As this data builds, it's just going to get smarter, right? It's going to start to identify trends. It's going to start to identify ways that we should interact with this customer. I can also filter down on this information. So if I want to go in and look at the Contoso socks, I can click on that and see how many cases we have against that. Now, that's a great indicator if we've got an issue with our socks, right? If there's 15,000 total cases and I've got 12,000 that are in regards to socks, then we've got an issue. Again, the system would proactively look at that and present that information back to me so I can do some appropriate steps for it. I could also go in and look at, you know what, I want to look at all the ones that have come in from the web in regards to socks and within the last 30 days. So you can see the chart changes and the dashboard gets manipulated as I go through and change those filter criteria. There's nothing I have to do on customer service insights. It actually is building itself as more data gets entered into the system. And then lastly is the Power Virtual Agent, right? So this is the ability to put a bot up on a website or have an internal bot and engage with the customer. So I can go in and click on and say, I'm up on our website and I've got a bot named Taylor. So I'm a virtual agent. I can help you answer questions, order, store information, and more. If you'd like to speak with a human agent, let me know at any time. So what can I help you with today? So I can say, I'm interested in a laptop. And the agent is going to go out and look, okay, and identify, okay, when you say laptop, I'm going to present back to you, do you want a home laptop, a gamer laptop, or a business user laptop? In this case, we'll say gamer. And you can see it's presenting, here's the Contoso laptop, has enough power and memory to let you play latest games without missing a beat. Shall I add this to your cart? I can say yes to that, and the bot adds to the cart. Now, normally, I would have to talk to someone, right? I would have to talk to an agent and say, okay, I'm looking for a gaming laptop, and they would fumble through and say, okay, well, we have these 4 gaming laptops. Okay, which one do you really want? The AI is actually looking at who I am from a customer and presenting what I am looking for back to them, right? And they could present different options for me here too, but in this case, we've got a single option that we presented back to the customer. So it's been added to the cart. Yes, that's answered our question. You also have the ability to go in and garner some response or some CSAT back. How good has that experience been? Did we miss the mark? Maybe our bot isn't built out quite enough, so we need to, before we enable it again, we need to actually build it out so it's more interactive with the customer. But in this case, we've had a pretty good experience, so I'll say, yeah, it's been a great experience. Thanks for feedback. Can I help with anything else? I can say no thanks, and then it says goodbye and moves on. At any time, if I wanted to throw agent in there, it's going to link me over to a customer service agent, and they will handle it from then on. So I hope this is giving you a little bit of a flavor for all the things that are capable within Dynamics 365 customer service. It is no longer just that case management. There is a lot of pieces that are part of this. Including the bots, including the portal, including the AI and the analytics and all that type of information. And as I mentioned at the start, you have to exceed or at least meet those customers' expectations that have grown so much in the last number of years. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and have a great day.